First time it happened, I was hurt, but I look at it as a mistake. You know, I look at it that he was overstressed, and you know, that is something that we could have overcome and look past. But it just keep on getting worse and worse. It escalated real fast from a slap to cuff, kick. It reached where he will stone me with bottles, hammer, axe, small axes. It reached where sometimes he will put the pillow over my head and sit on top of my chest and will repeatedly cuff me in my head.
Often in using the force, it gets out of hand. Your negative emotions start to take over. You start to become frustrated, you become angry. And the more the dialogue takes on in that nature, you start to feel hurt. And most men, they talk about feeling hurt. And the only way they believe that the hurt could stop is if they hurt the other person, then the person will recognize what is hurt. Unfortunately, it does not work that way.
If my woman lashing me, it's how much a man can take. And she go tear a lot, and sometimes you might have to lash it back to let she know who's more man. And then woman and them out there feeling like there's more man too, so sometimes they just look for the lash.
As people are being laid off, that it tends to be more men than women, and it is in trying to address and deal with those psychological issues and the economic issues of being laid off that maybe sometimes men are unable to cope.
Because he lost his job, we were having financial difficulties. And I based my opinion in one of the a conversation that we were having, and because of my opinion, he began to lash.
Unfortunately, men have been socialized that when things are not going their way, they use their physical abilities to try to get it to happen. So it is not unusual that in a relationship, when you're not getting your needs met and you're not able to articulate it in words and to develop a communication style, you use what you resort to in terms of what society tells you need to do, is to use force.
Well, I have a temper problem when it comes to those things, and also because I just try to work out things with my wife, and like it have times we had fallen out now, and it doesn't be good after to know that the person you love and hitting she, and then after you go back and you go and beg and say sorry and this sorts of thing. But it's not a good thing. I can say that it's not a good thing, because the person who does do everything for you, and the person you have to sleep in the bed when the night reach. So it shouldn't be a good thing by we as men and women.
You have to immediately become alert that this is not an okay way. You have to register in your head that this is not an okay way to solve the problem that we're having. It's going to recur, and unless we have defined it to be not okay, then the likelihood that it's going to recur, remorse and everything, is high.
If I leave home, like run away from him, and he find me, he will promise that it won't happen again. He'll go as far as taking a knife and slicing his hands and say he'd rather die than hitting me. He even tried to drink bleach and say he'd rather die than hitting me, but all his promises always end up not, because in the space of 2 months, 3 months, the abuse will start back again.
Some of them, most of them, that's how they were socialized. That's how their fathers, stepfathers, their mothers, male partners treated with them. So that became normative for them. And because they are unable to express their feeling otherwise, that's how it comes out in the form of abuse.
So I think it's best to avoid domestic violence, to have both parties well educated. So instead of fighting, they can discuss their problems in an intelligent way, and so come to a peaceful conclusion.
I tell these people that you have to go against how you were socialized as a man, that you could use force, or that violence around men to men is an appropriate way of displaying themselves and being masculine. I'll tell you, you've got to start to change that. You're not a man once you have to use violence. So, and I think we're preaching a lot about violence against women and children. And I'm saying what we have to start with, violence against men is inappropriate and must be stopped. Once I believe that I am okay to use violence with another man, then I could use it with any other human being.
You wouldn't believe, I have never hit my son. So hitting a woman is very, very bad. So I can't see men hitting women violence-wise, no.
It depends on the type of, you know, if it's just verbal or something, you know, that's not really my business because, you know, that's a couple or whatever. But obviously I wouldn't stand and see a woman being physically abused or anything.
Power is not violence. Power should never be translated into slapping or hitting or abusing of any kind.
There's two of the groups, which would be FEEL, a Single Fathers Association, and one run by Donald Beaumont, which is MOVE, Men Against Violence Against Women. They are organizations that are set up to help men with the various challenges that they experience throughout life.
When you're hit, you have to go through the whole period of remorse and correcting it because I'm not leaving you. You're not leaving me. We're still together. We have children, whatever it is. We have a business together. And what I have to do is, how do I use this opportunity to learn? I just hit you, I can't change that. But I can learn from the experience to say, I want a healthy relationship with you. What are the new behaviors that I have? I have to have a new interpretation. When I get this feeling of frustration, I have to own that I'm feeling frustrated, and I have to turn that feeling from frustration into love to get the outcome I want, because that's a commitment I started off with you.
From the very start, from the first red flag, from the first lash, the first verbal abuse, run and don't look back.